Hello all, and another walk home, so another video. So today I wanted to talk about something I have been deliberately putting off for a while, which was the current state of the Russian Ukrainian war. So basically, the Russian Ukrainian war, as we all know, has been going on for the last 4 years. It is largely achieved a stalemate, though there are some very, very small advances by either side taking place along the front line, but mostly the front line has become static. Nevertheless, there's lots of other things going on. In the Russian side, they are assaulting and attacking civilian infrastructure, sending repeated attacks via drone or missile into places like Kyiv and other civilian cities, and aren't really discriminating against civilian targets or not. Whereas on the Ukrainian side, with their latest technology, particularly drone-based technology that the Ukrainians have developed and mastered, and their Flamingo cruise missiles, which have been used to great effect since their introduction last year, they have managed to strike areas as far away as St. Petersburg and Moscow. This is a very interesting tactic. They're basically assaulting the back lines, going after targets which are strategically important for the Russian war effort. Oil refineries, depots, barracks, ammo dumps, things like this. It's now become the case where the Russians have to pull their resupply depots way back. And places like, for example, Kursk and the Black Sea coast of Donetsk and Luhansk are suffering from very long supply chains. There are reports of the Russians not only having issues with getting water, ammunition and food and medicine to the front line, but also just getting able troops to the front line, with video coming out of them putting people who are specialists in various different areas into assault battalions, or even people who haven't fully recovered from injuries sustained into battalions to try to gain at least some area. This all feels like a build-up to something. It all feels like the Ukrainians are softening the ground for some sort of attack or offensive. What can actually be done, God only knows. There has been talk of these new fighters coming in from Sweden and Denmark that might be able to turn the tide of the battle, because they can take out the glide bomb launching aircraft that are operating inside Russian territory and sending missiles into Ukraine. The Ukrainians are also becoming very good at using their technology to supplement their soldiers. A recent report came out of Russian soldiers surrendering to an automated unit, which is the first in history. So this all feels like it's going to build up to something big. Now, what that thing could be, we don't really know. Only the Ukrainians know this. But it is interesting to see how a smaller state is battling against for its pure existence against a larger state. And while Ireland is neutral, yet we are a friendly neutrality on the side of the Ukrainians. As a citizen of a small country right next to a larger one, which we've had a fractious relationship with down to the years, but thankfully over the last couple of decades has been going from strength to strength. It's interesting to see how the Ukrainians are dealing with Russia, and how we could have dealt with the British if our War of Independence would have taken place, say, this century. I'll make further videos talking about the outcome of various different attacks on Russia and on Ukraine, of trying also videos debunking some of the ideas that are out there from my perspective, in particular that this is a proxy war between Russia and the US, which I get repeatedly in the comments. So thank you very much to all those bots out there for your wonderful analysis on this, and also how Europe has kind of gotten its act together largely and is starting to come on the side of the Ukrainians. I also, once I've got them done, wanted to talk about how Ireland has tried to help, even though we're a neutral state, despite the recent revelations of an Irish company selling aluminium material to the Russians, which could more likely be used in military equipment, which I have already made a video of. So there should be a lot more information about this from my perspective, so we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out. Have a nice day.